God or the three enemies. Let's get it in our hearts deeper this week that God is always the right choice. Submit yourself then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Hey, friends, if we continue to submit to the three enemies, we will continue to make the same choices, and nothing will seem to have changed in our lives. But if we choose to submit to God, then everything changes, because instead of doing the same old thing, God will help us do the opposite. For example, say we have a problem with anger. So the moment someone starts yelling at us, we immediately unleash uncontrollable rage upon them. This is probably a combination of the devil tempting us to act according to wrath, this corrupt world telling us we are number one, so we cannot allow someone to knock us off that pedestal we've put ourselves on, and or our old me, myself, and I person saying, we will defend and avenge ourselves. But none of that is godly, by the way. As children of God, we are to act according to righteousness, not wrath. We must acknowledge that we are not number one, God is. So we do not belong on any pedestal in the first place. And we do not need to defend ourselves, but we must allow God to avenge us. This can't be displayed any clearer than with Jesus during those mock trials. Remember, we are learning to lean on God by submitting to Him, then doing the opposite of what we used to do. So let's say we had that problem with anger. And now the moment someone starts yelling at us, we stop and count to 10. As we are counting, what we are doing is submitting to God. We are doing what I like to call taking a moment. We check in with God, submitting to His way, and act according to who He has and continues to create us to be. So here we would act in patience and listen to the one yelling at us, because maybe, just maybe, they have a valid point to make. Then we look for a solution if possible, instead of continuing or escalating the problem. See? Opposites. When we choose to submit to God, those three enemies lose any false power they have, and we actually act more and more like Jesus, because it is only from Jesus that the enemy will flee. More tomorrow.